Yo guys, welcome back to Just My Cars. In today's video, we're giving you a preview of what's to come in the Formula 1 season. So there's a lot of changes going on in Formula 1 at the moment. This season, they've started to get rid of a lot of different things and introduce new things. First thing that they've introduced is the halo. This is probably the most controversial thing that's happened in Formula 1 in like the past decade, maybe. If you're not aware of what the halo is like basically a helmet for the car. It's adding safety to Formula 1. People didn't like it at first because Formula 1 has always been open top racing, not convertible thing, but open top. So the idea of it's more thrilling. It gives it the idea that the driver is at one with the car and the elements. So if a pebble hits his helmet, he'll feel it. He's not protected by no glass. However, in testing, most of the drivers have said it's actually not intrusive, it's not annoying. They've stopped even noticing that it's there. And to be fair, it's for safety. If it saves the driver's life, if it stops the driver from getting seriously injured, then what's the problem with it? How can you argue with that? Another change this year is that there's bare tyres. Bare tyres, fam. To list all of them, it's super hard, medium, soft, super soft, ultra soft, and hyper soft. 7 different compounds, and they're all confusing as during the season, you'll know which tyres will be better for what. Something that the V6 hybrid era of Formula 1 has always lacked is the noise. It's never managed to keep up with the V10 and the V8 era because obviously they were naturally aspirated, they were monsters of engines. Turbocharged engines are obviously quieter in general. So this year, the cars have been made louder and they're actually faster because some of them are hitting 1 second compared to last year at the same circuit. And for the people that don't know, a second in Formula 1 is like a mile. Some of you may be upset, some of you might not care. Personally, I think it's a good move, sort of. And that's that Formula 1 has gotten rid of grid girls. Yes, there will be no more scantily clad women traipsing around the Formula 1 circuits. So I'm very happy that from now on, there's going to be fully clothed women at every single race. No need for cleavage, so the drivers can focus on driving. So for those of you that don't know, in Formula 1, there's 2 championships that go on at the same time. There's the Driver Championship and the Constructors Championship. So in Formula 1, currently, there's 10 teams. I think Sauber are going to finish last. Sauber are dead. Now they're going to be wearing Alfa Romeo livery, so they're going to be more tied in with Ferrari. Ferrari's like their parent company. They're not going to do nothing. I think they'll be finished last or second to last. In 9th place, it's going to be Haas. The problem with Haas that I find is that they're boring. Like, they're not an inspiring team. You just watch them and you just kind of forget about them and think where they're going to end up. 9th is where they're going to finish. So in 8th place is Toro Rosso. Toro Rosso aren't that dead. However, they've got Honda this year, and Honda last season were abysmal. I hope that they put a bit more effort into their engine to get Toro Rosso further up the field. 8th place is, I think, where they're going to finish. In 7th place, it's Williams. Williams aren't the team that they used to be. With Felipe Massa retiring completely, I can't really see them doing anything too spectacular. I feel they're in a place where they don't know what's going on. It's either they go up or they go down. The only thing that's keeping them up is the fact that they have Mercedes power. That's why I've put them in 7th place. In 6th, it's Renault. Renault are a very strong, consistent team. This season, they've got 2 really good drivers in Carlos Sainz and Nico Hülkenberg. Things are looking up. That's why I put them in 5th place because they're coming into the 2018 season still on 2017 power, as they've decided that they want to focus more on reliability and bring power upgrades later on in the season, which isn't always the best thing because sometimes you need to be doing bits at the beginning to set a standard for the rest of the season. Just above Renault, sitting in 5th place is McLaren. McLaren last season they were woeful, man. Like, there's no other word for it. So now they're with Renault, so hopefully their woes won't continue, but they've had a shocking time in testing. Alonso set a few fast laps, but they did have some engine failures. Boy, they had one poor pit stop practice. It was so bad, they dropped the car. Jolting. So that's why I put them in 5th, because right now they're not looking like a gel team. 5th is what I'm looking at. In 4th place, I'm putting Force India. Last year they were competitive enough. They were snapping at the heels of the Ferraris and the Mercedes and the Red Bulls. So this season, I feel like they're just going to consolidate where they finished off last season. They've got 2 drivers that are super competitive to the point where they crash into each other.
Well done, Massa, as the 2 Force Indias collide. There it is.
I will go man to man.
The 2 Force Indias came together as well.
No love lost there. Just how not professional he is.
Side of the Force Indias go down and right on board with Ocon.
And I'm not gonna be scared of him.
Forward.
maybe this season they learn how to race more like a team rather than two rivals, maybe they'll actually do a bit better. But I think this season for them, 4th place is, if they finish 4th place, that's a good solid performance. In 3rd place is Red Bull. I put Red Bull in 3rd place because that's their place, man. Like, that's it. 3rd place. They have good drivers. Verstappen's fast. Ricciardo is consistent. That's why they're in 3rd place. The thing that's keeping them down is the Renault power. In 2nd place, it kind of hurts me to say this, but it's Ferrari. I put Ferrari in 2nd place because last season they did bits. Let's not lie, they did bits. And it was an improvement. It was the best form Ferrari had been in quite a while. But is the Ferrari engine this season really going to beat Mercedes? That's what it is. That's why I put Mercedes in 1st place, because their efficiency and the reliability and the power of that engine, it's always going to be difficult to beat. Every team has its time. This is Mercedes' time. I don't see Mercedes leaving the top for quite a while. It's Mercedes, and in 2nd place is Ferrari. Now for the driver championship. First off, the bottom 7. Leclerc, Ericsson, Magnussen, Gasly, Hartley, Grosjean, Stroll. I can't really see them doing bits, so that's why I put them there. The next 4 drivers, I think, would all be trying to get 10th place, and that's Sergei Sirotkin. He's come from GP2, so it's his 1st season. He's a rookie, but obviously rookies like to do bits. I really think that he's going to want to show what he can do. Next up, Van Dorn. Van Dorn had a really strong season last year. It was his 1st season for the Belgian. He did bits. I think he's going to come into the season a bit more confident now that they've got a different engine. He's going to be looking to score more points this season, because everybody was quite impressed with how well he did, despite the fact McLaren had all their reliability woes and never finishing and all that rubbish. And next are Sainz and Hülkenberg. Sainz and Hülkenberg are very good drivers. Let's not get it twisted. They're both going to want to start scoring a lot of points and trying to aim for 10th, if not higher. Obviously, it's still going to take a few more years, but I think this is the year where they want to get that started again. So in 10th place, we put Sergio Perez there. Simply because obviously Force India are kind of the best of the rest. So it shouldn't be too hard for him to score a lot of points. But because he's a bit mad, there's still the possibility that he might not finish some races. Then it's Alonso, and just above Alonso is Perez's teammate Sebastian Ocon. The reason why we put Ocon above Alonso is because Ocon has a more powerful car than Alonso. Basically, that's really it. However, Alonso is Alonso. He's a world champion. He's a driver. I've still put him underneath Ocon because we have to put some respect on Ocon's name, you know. In 6th place is Raikkonen. That's it. In 5th, that's where Daniel Ricciardo is going to sit. I just feel that Daniel these days, you know, his championship winning period where he could have possibly won a championship has kind of gone now. Now he's just an experienced driver, consistent driver, not expecting much. But I do think he can do better. That's why I put him in 5th place. Next up is Bottas. He had a good season last year. Fell off a bit towards the end. I think he's going to come in wanting to do better. However, I think what he wants as a driver and what Mercedes want from him kind of differ. Towards the end, he might bottle it again. This is the last year of his contract with Mercedes. He's probably going to be looking for a contract. He probably will give it his all so he can have a contract with Mercedes. In 3rd place, I'm saying Verstappen. Verstappen had a good set of results last year, but he also had a lot of bad ones. But that wasn't his fault. It was all because of reliability. Obviously, he had a crash as well. I'm saying 3rd place because Verstappen is a hungry driver. Verstappen is a driver that wants to win. And everyone knows he's world championship winning material. He's going to start gunning for that. And Red Bull's a good team for him to be at to do that. 3rd place is not asking a lot, I don't think. But it's going to be very difficult for him to do more than that with the 2 drivers that are ahead of him. And above Verstappen, it's obviously Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. Both these drivers are extremely talented drivers, both multiple world championship winning drivers. But it all comes down to what they're driving. Hamilton has a very, very powerful, fast car. And Vettel has a car that is fast, but compared to the Mercedes, it looks like a Porsche racing a Fiesta. There are some tracks where Ferrari will come out on top, like Hungaroring, the more technical tracks, but the high speed tracks, which these days they seem to be much more of, Mercedes always have the upper hand. So it's going to be hard to say that Ferrari might actually be able to topple Mercedes' dominance over this period. Hamilton, I'm calling it, is going to win this championship again. So in Formula 1 this season, there's 4 engine suppliers: Renault, Mercedes, Ferrari, Honda. Honda have one team in Toro Rosso, and the rest have 3 teams each. So I'm excited to see the strengths and weaknesses of each engine and how it's going to affect all the teams. It'll be great to see the different little battles that go on each race weekend. Last season saw a lot of younger drivers. So what I'm looking for is 1 or 2 breakthrough stars. 1 driver or 1 or 2 drivers that come out above the rest of all the younger drivers to show that this is what the future is. I'm looking for a real hungry driver to come out above all these little boys. The last thing I'm kind of personally looking forward to is seeing what Liberty Media do with Formula 1. They've got rid of grid girls, they've changed the logo, some of the rules. Last year they tried to pilot some different formats for like the entrances and entertainment on race weekends. So I'm kind of excited to see what Liberty Media are going to do this season to improve or move forward or change from what they did last season. So for those of you that are subscribers, thank you for watching again. For those of you that are new, thanks for clicking on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Obviously, not all of you watch Formula 1, and I hope it's been informative and obviously still entertaining. If you like the video, don't forget to like and obviously subscribe. If you want to comment, you can comment. Tune in again on Just My Cars for more content to come.